Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sport. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Up Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.
Welcome back, everyone, here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. And this is your host, Marie Antonette Waite. And I am with Keith Robinson, who is a movie film actor, and he is going to be our keynote speaker for the Fire Up Live event here in San Diego at the Doubletree Hotel on November 4th. And Keith, we were talking about, some of the things that you have given advice to our upcoming artists. And you were saying that, they need to be consistent and they need to, make sure that they're focused. Am I right? Is that what you shared earlier?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. And so in regards to getting yourself motivated, because I get it, they have to be consistent and they have to focus, but how do you get them to keep being inspired and motivated? Because sometimes it's really difficult when you're not getting any kind of projects and and you're struggling financially. And I know that for a lot of the people that are in the Hollywood, they're serving in a fast food area, or they're struggling paying their rent, and they wanted to pursue their acting. So how do you get inspired and motivated?
Well, I mean, it is tough. It is tough to stay inspired and motivated. That's why show business is very hard. There's a high turnover, and there's not that many that make it. That is just the fact of being in such a sought after business. But I think inspiration has to come from within. You have to continuously go over your why, and motivation is not as important as discipline, because your motivation is going to wear off eventually anyway. So if you can become disciplined to your craft, disciplined to your routine, to your journey, not give yourself a deadline, then I feel like you will be a lot further than from where you started. That's easier said than done. There's no magic formula to it, but that's just how it is. You have to really be disciplined in your craft and disciplined in allowing people and finding opportunities to display it. And a lot of times with show business or with any high profile profession, it's going to weed you out, those who are not able to sustain the motivation. I'm guilty of it myself. It's tough. It's even hard for me, believe it or not, to stay inspired and motivated at times. But I always rely on my discipline, and that pushes me through and gets me over the hump a lot of times.
Okay. And do you always bring people in your life that can push you more in terms of what you need to achieve?
I don't know if you can force anybody into your life that's going to push you. You have to be self-motivated and push yourself. If you're lucky enough to have a support group around you, which I do suggest you do have, friends that are supportive, a spouse or your significant other that understands where you are and who you are and what it takes, that's always a plus. But at the end of the day, it's on you, because you're the one that's taking, it's your dream. It's your dream that you're taking a hold of, and you have to kind of grab the bull by the horns yourself, but nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's coming to save you.
Yeah. So have you ever mentored anyone in this industry?
Of course, I mentor people all the time. People ask me questions, or younger people who are interested in the arts. I'm always open to mentorship because I appreciate it when someone is able to mentor me. So I try to pass it along as much as I can.
Okay. And did you ever look at in the future to where you can be, helping all these young professionals and be their, official mentors and bring them into the level of success that they need to be? You ever see that yourself?
Absolutely. I feel like that's a necessary step, is to always reach back and try to motivate people through your experience and your journey. So that's definitely a part of what I'm about.
Okay. And what about your kid? Where do you see your kid, and how are you raising him? And what do you think is going to be a great future for him?
Well, he's a great kid. He's only 3.5. He's very active. I just want to give him as much love and protection and mentorship as I can, and allow him to be a kid and allow him to make choices on his own and make good choices, and be a leader. He's in jujitsu and soccer, and he's very sociable. He loves the music. So I don't want to. It's a little young to be pushing him in any direction other than eating his vegetables and having a good time. So that's all I'm focused on right now.
Well, that's good. And it's good that you're making him learn karate, because I don't know if you know my background, Keith. My grandfather was the founder of karate in the Philippines.
Oh
And
well.
both my uncle and my dad made hundreds of karate movies, and my mom is the first female black belter. So
Oh
it's in
wow.
our it's in our DNA to really be good at
Yeah.
karate.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
and I think part of one of my ambition in life is, or actually one of my goals in life, is to create a movie where I can do karate too. So that's something that I'm working on. And I don't think it's impossible. Anything that I like to do is I do it, because I consistent. I'm consistent in making things happen. So here's my question for you. Who is your favorite person or artist that helps you, get inspired?
I don't have a favorite one. I love artists in general. There's so many. That's a long list. So I don't have a particular one person that inspired me to get into the to show business. I think it's just been all the influences, all the songs, all the movies, the TV shows, the people I've been around uh, as a kid all the way up to now. So there's not just one person in particular. I could say this is the only person. I'll be leaving out a long list.
Okay. And so if that's the case, what do you like about yourself quality wise? I mean, what are the things that you have that you like to share to people that really helps you where you need to? Because, to be honest with you, as an artist, having all these kind of accomplishments you have and the talent, there's definitely some qualities there that they need to that you have that help you reach your goals.
I mean, I think again, I have to always continue to lean on the discipline. I think I'm a disciplined person.
Mm-hmm.
I see things through. I'm coachable. I don't never think I know it all. Um, I'm a hard worker. Um, and I think I'm accessible and humble in my process. I don't get too high on myself, and definitely don't get too low on myself. So I kind of have an even keel demeanor, which is what you need in this type of business. So I think those are all qualities that you can that will benefit you along the way.
That's really a good point there, because I've seen artists where they're not even there yet. They're being they have so much pride or a little bit arrogance already, that you can see out of them. And I think that's why they don't get to where they need to be. I think humility and being humble is the best thing. And Keith, I mean, to be honest with you, the first time I met you at the fashion show, you were so kind and so generous to even acknowledge and accept my invitation. And I'm a no one, I'm a nobody there, but you did give me your time, and you came out here in my community and watched the fashion show that I was producing. And I'm grateful you blessed me as one of the people that met you in the fashion show, and thank you so much for that. um,
Welcome.
so let me ask you, in terms of problem solving, okay, because we all go through that. We all have to deal with, how do you deal with problems? So in your way of thinking, how do you process problems and how do you accomplish in solving it?
I try to look at it as objectively as possible, devoid of the emotion of it. Um, try to find solutions that make sense. Try to refer to problems if it's a similar problem I've had in the past. Try not to make the same mistakes, or if I was able to work it out, maybe follow the same pattern. I think the biggest thing with problems is just to look at them as objectively as possible without the emotion of it. I think sometimes we get so emotional, we make rash decisions, or it seems like we can't overcome it, or a lot of things take over when really, if we look at it for what it is, uh, we're able to kind of break it down and simplify it.
Okay. And when you experience failure, how do you handle that?
Um, I'm like anybody else. It depends on what it is. I mean, it's gonna hurt for a while. Just try not to linger in it too long. Try to take what I can learn from it, use it as a lesson, and move forward as quickly as possible.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think that's what we can do, right? And not be afraid of coming back. There is one thing that I wanted to ask you. What is the one thing that you value more than anything, Keith?
What's the one thing that I value more than anything?
Yes.
In terms of what?
Anything in life.
My life. I value my life.
All right. And so how do you see yourself? How do you see your legacy? I know that you are doing a lot of things as an actor and a singer, but what do you see in terms of your legacy? Is there something that you are, kind of picturing yourself in terms of your legacy?
I mean, there's a lot of things I'm picturing. I hope that I'm known as a genuine spirit and someone who contributed to society in a positive way, from a humane standpoint and from an artistic standpoint, and somebody that kids can look to as far as to be inspired by, who achieved what he set out for in spite of background, in spite of the length of time, in spite of the obstacles. I hope I can represent a person of perseverance to create young creators like myself.
Okay, which is probably similar to what I'm going to ask you next. Is what is one thing you want people to learn from you?
Determination, perseverance, I think.
Well, thank you. So we're gonna take a commercial break, Keith. And everyone, this is so amazing with Kit Robinson. I'm glad that you guys are able to listen to our show, but we're gonna take a commercial break and don't go away. We will be right back.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are